Hello and welcome back to another predictions video. We're up to game week 35 of this 2023-2024 Premier League season. We're slap bang in the middle of game week 34. This evening, of course, is the Merseyside derby. Predictions wise, in the Superbru League is still all to play for, so we'll just jump straight into it with game week 35.
Yeah, so starting at half 12 on the TNT, we've got West Ham up against Liverpool. Liverpool playing tonight in the Merseyside derby. And West Ham, they got absolutely battered by Crystal Palace. Palace actually look quite decent. There's a lot of calls for Moyes to go as well. And it's a 50-50 one at West Ham at the moment, isn't it? But Liverpool in a title race, they're still in with it as well at the moment. Obviously, it's provisional what happens tonight. So I think it's all going to be in Liverpool's hands, and with the way that West Ham are playing 3-1.
Yeah, West Ham at the moment, out of form, out of sorts, conceding lots of goals as well. Liverpool, we'll see what happens in the Merseyside derby later on this evening. I expect them to get through that with 3 points, and I think they'll come through with a 3 points haul in this fixture as well. I'm going to go for a 3-1 away victory to the Reds, and they're getting some of their players back. TAA scored on the weekend as well. Next up, we got the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. We've got Fulham coming up against Crystal Palace, an all-London affair. There's a few London derbies this weekend. Crystal Palace in very good form at the moment. Back-to-back wins. They do play on Wednesday evening as well, but an excellent hammering of West Ham on the weekend, and a very, very good win at Anfield as well. So we'll see what happens this evening against Newcastle. Again, they're in action on Saturday against Fulham. Fulham's form sort of dipped. A couple of wins in the last 6. A defeat against Liverpool on the weekend. This one, you know what? I think Palace are going to win this at a canter in a way. 2-0.
Yeah, interesting. I know Palace are on good form, but I don't know why. I can just see Fulham at home scraping a
even
draw.
With Elise back in the fray.
Even with Elise within the fray, but I don't know. I just think Fulham will be up for it. I'm gonna go for a stalemate 1-1. And moving on, next up we've got Manchester United against a resurgent Burnley. Burnley getting another victory against Sheffield. It is against Sheffield United though, 4-1. And then Manchester United looked absolutely diabolical in that second half against Cov, but at the end of the day, Cov were robbed. So coming into this one, they're going to bounce back. I sadly just can't back Burnley for it. They could come out with a draw, Mines, which is probably the most likely, but yeah, 2-1 Man United.
Man United, another of the teams are in action this evening against Sheffield United. They're playing Burnley. Burnley, 1 defeat in their last 6 matches.
They're in better form than Man United.
They are indeed. In this one though, because of their form and everything, I don't think they'll win at Old Trafford, but I can see them getting a point in this one. You never know, but Man United at home very strong sometimes, but I'm going to go for a draw in this fixture, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Next up, we've got Newcastle United coming up against Sheffield United at home. Isaac's in tremendous form at
Newcastle
the moment. They are defensively, they're seeming to get things together at the back. A couple of clean sheets on the bounce prior to this evening's fixture against Crystal Palace. I think they'll keep a clean sheet at home, especially against the Sheffield United side who are dead and buried. So a 3-0 victory to the Magpies.
Interesting, I'm going to go 4-0 in this one. It's just going to be a standard Newcastle versus bottom half just dispatch, isn't it? And bold prediction at the moment, Sheffield United will be relegated by next game week. Anyway, moving on, Wolves against Luton. Now Luton not in good form at all in the time that they need to be in good form. 4 defeats in 5 is not good at all. They got that victory against Bournemouth. They want to chase down Forest to a point ahead and in a little bit of difficulty. Same with Everton. They need to grind it out. And they're coming up against a Wolves team as well, who since basically confirming their survival on the beach, aren't they? And for that reason, I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah, on the beach, plenty of injuries though. Chunya is out. Hunya is out. At home though, they're playing Luton. Come on, Luton, 4 defeats, as we said, in their last 5 matches. They will score because I think Luton has only blanked once in their last 6 matches. So Luton will have a lot of spirit, but I think Wolves will come away with a 2-1 victory. We then move on to a 5:30 fixture live on Sky in the UK. We've got Everton coming up against Brentford. Now, if our predictions are true and Everton lose against Liverpool this evening, then this is another must-win match, especially with the points deductions and everything.
Everton got so many of them.
Yeah, Brentford, after a massive run of defeats and draws and everything, has been a back-to-back wins, etc., albeit against Sheffield United and Luton, and most teams beat them in the Premier League. Wissa now finding his goal-scoring boots in front of goal, so I think it'll be tight. I think both teams will score, but I think the Bees, Brentford, will come away with a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, just with the way that Brentford have really switched on at the end of towards the end of the season with the likes of Wissa, etc. as well. Out of all the time in the Premier League, this has probably been their worst season so far, and the fact that they're pushing on late is probably a bit of a panic thing. So to confirm survival, they're going to beat Everton away from home, so let's go 1-0.
And they've had a couple of really good draws as well against Aston Villa 3-3 and Manchester United.
Yeah, and scoring a lot of goals as well. Anyway, aside from that, moving on, Aston Villa up against Chelsea. Now Chelsea absolutely dispatching Everton 6-0. And then Arsenal come along and destroy them 5-0.
Topsy-turvy.
Absolutely terrible. But aside from that, Aston Villa pretty much cementing themselves in the top four. Tottenham are not in good form at all. Newcastle and Man United now pretty much cannot catch them. So good couple of a win or two there will probably see them in top four, to be honest. So for that reason, they are the informed team at the moment. Chelsea just look diabolical. So 2-1.
Yeah, Aston Villa have had quite a difficult run of fixtures coming up against Chelsea side, which I didn't think they played too bad against Man City in the FA Cup on the weekend. However, they're a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde side, Chelsea. They've managed to haul themselves up somehow up into ninth position to defeat against Arsenal. We got absolutely ripped apart. And I think away from home against Villa, with Villa chasing down, trying to cement themselves in the top four, I think Villa will, with Ollie Watkins, who's been magnificent, Villa's are going to come away with a 3-1 home win. We then move on to Sunday, where Bournemouth coming up against Brighton. This one could go either way. Brighton have got a lot of injuries. Solanke has had an excellent season. I think
plus, not only that, they're not getting into Europe either. They're not going down. Brighton, so another one on the beach.
Yeah, with Brighton as well. Currently on 44th position, 44 points. A couple of losses, and those teams below them managed to get a win or two, then they could be, in the bottom half of the table, and that'd be unusual for them, for the form they've shown these last couple of seasons.
As a whole, that would be a really good season.
You know what? I was going to go for a draw, but I've been looking at their injury list and Bournemouth's form. Okay, Bournemouth, they haven't won in their last 3 matches, so I'm just going to edge the cherries in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home victory.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go the other way and give it to Brighton. Nice. Reason being that now Bournemouth have hit those 42-point mark. They've got over the 40 line, which is pretty much the status to stay up. And ever since then, they haven't looked good in my eyes. In some of the games that they've been playing, they should have won as well. So I think Brighton will just about nick it 2-1. Anyway, moving on, North London derby says it all. Spurs against Arsenal. Arsenal, top of the league, in great form. Tottenham, not in good form at all. We all know which way this is going. 2-0 Arsenal. Yeah,
I was looking at this. Now, Tottenham haven't actually played in the league since the 13th of April, so they're going to be well rested. Yeah. Defensively, they haven't looked good recently. They're coming up an Arsenal team who've been playing a lot of football. They are on top of the table. They followed up that 5-0 victory was preceded by a 2-0 away win.
They've only conceded
Wolves
as well 2 goals in 6 matches. That's insane.
Correct, and they've only conceded 26 all season. They've got the best defence in the Premier League. I think they'll concede here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but I think Spurs are going to be absolutely thumped, and I'm going to go for a 4-1 away victory to the Gunners.
Interesting.
Next up, 4:30 on Sunday, live on Sky. We've got Nottingham Forest coming up against Manchester City. Now, rumours is, at the time of recording, Haaland will be out of the fixture on Thursday evening. They should have too much firepower all over their part. They've played a lot of games recently as well. Nottingham Forest, they really need the points, so they're going to I think they'll set up a little bit defensively in this one, but I don't think they'll stop this attack from Man City. And I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to the Citizens.
Yeah, their confidence is massively going to be knocked after the last game, where that infamous controversial tweet, which was almost as controversial as the FA Cup replays being scrapped, which is an absolute disgrace. And I think it's going to knock them down a little bit. And yeah, I can fully see Man City winning this one because they need the points for their title race again. So I'm going to go 3-1 to the Citizens. And finally, we have a match on Thursday night, ridiculous, between Chelsea and Spurs. We all know which way this is going as well. I said it earlier, didn't I? Spurs, they're going to lose in the North London derby. They're odds on to lose in that North London derby as well. Chelsea and Tottenham absolutely hate each other, and Chelsea, with the way they've been playing and teams above them, they're going to get absolutely battered. So let's go 3-1.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is on Thursday evening.
Yeah.
A long time after the rest of the game week, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. All London affair. Chelsea, quite a difficult one to predict. I think they'll both score. Nicholas Jackson walking a tightrope again with his disciplinary issues. I think he's something like 9 yellow cards or something.
That's shocking for a
like that. Ridiculous. But
well, what we describe as a striker.
Yeah, with the front four of Spurs, I think that'll get them through the likes of Son and Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, etc. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win to Spurs. And that concludes our predictions for Game Week 35. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. Coming to the end of the season, it's coming to a crescendo, especially in the Championship. We're going to be going to the final home match of the season for Cardiff City against Middlesbrough this coming weekend, Nathan. As usual, will be a vlog
on Sunday.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us once again. Enjoy your Premier League weekend. We look forward to seeing you all in the next video.
6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking